How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Montpellier Career Mode, episode number 17, and we continue into October, finishing off the month with 4 games in today's episode. One will be the simmed game, and it'll be just at the end against Toulouse. I thought we could probably beat the newly promoted side without me having to play it, and it means we get through the career mode just a little bit quicker, and hopefully we get to January and the more exciting games in the Europa League a little bit faster, and that's hopefully the plan anyway, if we get through in Europe. We faced the first team in today's episode. It was Dijon, away from home. They have a decent side, much more defensive, obviously. They are, I would say, not the greatest team in the league, and much like a lot of teams we face nowadays, they're not. We seem to be probably more favourites going into the game. If we're to finish in those Champions League spots, we need to be winning pretty much most games. We started this game off pretty well, scoring the first goal within the first 5 minutes. Andy Delors scoring a very, very nice volleyed shot. A really good ball in from Savanier, I believe it was, and a really delightful little volley into the back of the net. Keeper had no chance, hit with a lot of power, and it's a really solid finish by the Algerian. And I believe at this point he was 81 rated. He's pretty much finished Stop Growing for this season, I think, just because of how the growth system works. He can't really grow anymore in his development plan. I'm not sure if that means he can grow more in just general over the next few months, just by natural growth, but I'm not 100% sure on exactly how all of the growth system works, but I know in terms of his development plan, he can't grow any more than that. Sadly for us, we conceded shortly after we scored. A Saleh, who caused some problems in the last fixture last season, slots it through Omlin's legs. Really nice, cheeky finish for the striker, and he puts in a really decent finish and scores, I think it was his 6th goal of the season. It was. Really nice finish by Roger Asale. And he is probably their main attacking threat. And we did know that going into this game, that he has a little bit of pace and the chance to turn the game for the home side. And pretty much that was all the chance they had. They were hoping just for a counter-attack or a mistake by our defence to get in behind. And we actually were the ones that were having the better chances in the first half, at least. Good chance there for Delors, as the goalkeeper makes a good save to ensure that it stayed level pegging going in at half-time. And as you can see from the stats, we were definitely the better team. They may have had a little bit more possession, but overall, we just played much better. Coming out into the second half, they started off pretty well, I'd say. They had a good chance from a corner there, and luckily Omlin was awake to make the save. And from after that, they didn't really threaten, but they defended rather well, keeping us out pretty much from getting many chances. That was the best chance we had within the sort of first 20 minutes of the second half. And then after that, we started to break them down a little bit more easily, and we got a chance here with Florent Mollet. Nice little bit of play. Delors chips it up into Mollet, and no chance for the goalkeeper when Mollet is running through on goal like that. And that was how the game finished. We pretty much held out for the win. It took us quite a while to get the winning goal in this game, but overall I think I'm happy with the performance. We played really well, and I can't be too disappointed with how we did. Sorry, Andy Delors is 82 rated now, my mistake, but still, we played well, good performance, and we were able to bring on a couple of players to make a difference in the team. Troy Parrott and Chotard didn't make an awful lot of difference, but we were able to, after we scored the second goal and the winning goal, we were able to bring in some players for some game time, because I feel like we are going to have to rotate with some players, as we don't want to lose players like Chotard and Parrott, and we don't want to make them unhappy with their game time. So games like that is going to be crucial for, if we're winning by quite a high margin, we can bring in some players and give them some game time that maybe they deserve to show what they can do for this team. We head into the second game of today's episode, and it's the third game in the group stage of the Europa League. It was up against Rangers. We head to the IBROX against a really tough team. Now, they are the, basically, I would say, in terms of quality, they are definitely the best, if not equal to us in the group. And in terms of stature, Rangers have huge stature. I think they're much bigger than Montpellier, and have won multiple European championships and league titles. Just the list is endless for Rangers' trophy cabinet, really. It's pretty spectacular, and this was quite a big game for us. We wanted to come away from home and at least prove that we could maybe win, maybe get a draw. We were looking to just get something from this game to ensure they didn't pull too far ahead of us in the group, as I believe at this point they were only 1 point behind us, as they'd lost against Rapid Vienna, I think, and they'd beaten Sparta Prague. I think that was the way around they had played their games, but overall it was a bit of a end-to-end game. They had chances, we had chances, and if it wasn't for some good saves from both goalkeepers and just some poor finishing from some of the attackers on both sides, this game could have finished, well, a rugby score really. It was there was quite a lot of shots and a lot of interesting chances. We had a chance just before the half would end. Delors complaining about being fouled there, but luckily he gets up pretty quickly as he wasn't injured and goes ahead and slots the ball on the back of the net. A really nice little volley. He'd already scored a volley in the previous game and scores a really nice volley here. Quick thinking from Savanier to try and just get it in and cause a bit of a problem for the defence. They mistakenly just sort of clear it in a poor area, and Delors is there to capitalise. Alan McGregor doesn't move, and Rangers were down 1-0 in the first half. And overall, I don't know if we deserved it or not. I think we had one more shot, and I think probably going in at 0-0 would have probably been fair. 1-1 or possibly a draw on the scoreline I think would have been a fair result. Rangers were looking really dangerous in the second half. Well, they kicked it up a gear. They were really difficult to defend against. We were trying our best, and mistakes from Barbosa, Michelin, Fosu Mensah and Stambouli just caused us a few problems. And luckily they again didn't have their shooting boots on. They weren't looking so good, but out of sheer frustration I was trying to slide and win the ball back quickly, and I made a mistake, and Stambouli was the man that made it. The captain takes out, I can't remember who it was that was going through on goal, but he passes it back just before Stambouli could take him out, and then that was obviously a penalty. There's no question about it. No chance there. Was it Ross McCrory? I think it might have been. And he wins his side a penalty, and sadly for us sends Horvath the wrong way, who concedes, and Rangers go back on level terms, which was worrying for us, as I was sort of hoping we could keep it at 1-0 and just defend and maybe come away with a unexpected victory, and probably maybe an undeserved victory, but it wouldn't be the case, and we would just try and hold out for the 1-1 win, 1-1 draw. As you can see here, I was just getting so frustrated. Rangers were holding up possession so well in the second half. Stupidly, I dive in there again on a tackle, and from the following free kick, the ball's played in, we don't deal with it. Ibarra was off the bench, and the youngster makes a mistake, heads it down essentially for Jack to put the ball in the back of the net, and the Rangers captain goes ahead and secures the victory in this game. We had absolutely no hope in the second half, no chances for us really, and questions on Horvath goalkeeping maybe, but overall it was hit quite hard. Probably reactions wise maybe just couldn't react in time, and sadly for us they go ahead and score a last minute winner to put them top of the group. And sadly for us, that actually did put us in a bit of a predicament, as I think Rapid Vienna had won their game against Sparta Prague, meaning that we were actually third in the group, and I think we were 2 points behind both teams at this point, 3 points behind Rangers. Or was it the other way around? I can't quite remember. Anyway, we were behind by a couple of points at least from both teams, and it meant that we'd have to pretty much win all of our games and ensure that we didn't draw or drop any points against the two teams above us to ensure that we'd actually get through in the Europa League. So that was a little bit of a worry, but we'll have to face those worries in the next episode. Luckily for us, we were unbeaten in the league for quite a few games. We were doing very, very well in the league and looking pretty solid, and it was actually the Europa League that was causing us the most difficulty in this season. So we'd come into this game against Nice with a very, very good record, and at home the record was looking pretty good. We were very, very difficult to play against, and teams were looking for just some way to try and beat us. And Nice probably were the closest of all the teams we played this season to come close to beating us, as they had came close to beating us recently. Sorry, obviously we've been beaten this season, but they had some good chances early on in this game. Luckily for us, poor shooting from them meant that they did not score, and actually we'd score from our first chance in the game. Nikola Koza, really rare goal for our left wing back. Yes, he is a wing back, but he doesn't get in those scoring opportunities very often. He's much more of a defensive option for us. And you can see there we score from our first chance in that first half. Nice having the better chances in that first half, and shortly into the second half, Juri Shatar scores his first goal, I believe, for the club ever. It might be his first career goal ever, but a good goal for the youngster who nets a goal and ensures that we have a very nice lead going into this second half and continuing to maybe keep our winning run going. And really, this was the chance that summed up Nice's day. They just couldn't hit a shot on target, and when they could, they just seemed to hit it right at our goalkeeper Omlin. And overall, we were fair enough for this lead. Maybe Nice had the better chances, but we were clinical in front of goal, and any chance that we got, we seemed to convert, and or Nice were able to defend just about. And sadly for us, we wouldn't keep the clean sheet. Vormer goes ahead and puts the ball in the back of the net. Really nice finish from the Dutch man, former Bruges man as well. He scored against us in the last game as well, so maybe he's our unlucky charm. He seems to score a lot against us. Second goal of the season for the midfielder, and it was only a consolation goal as he scored a little bit too late on for them to mount another counter-attack and beat us and get an equalising goal. We do concede last minute again, sadly, but overall, another victory is nice. It wasn't a clean sheet, but another victory is always nice to see. We did make a couple of changes as well. Sambia came on in left wing back as I think Koza just looked a little bit tired towards the end of the game, so we just had to bring on some bodies to ensure we didn't concede too many more. And to finish off the episode, we get a nice 2-0 win against Toulouse in the simmed match, meaning that we go ahead and continue our winning run in the league in this episode. And it was also a clean sheet as well, which is really nice to see. And as you can see from the league table, we are in third place. So we've done well to continue our run in the league and push us up into those Champions League spots for the midway point of this first half of the season, and it's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with where we are, and overall, you can't be too happy, you can't be too sad with the results that we've been picking up in recent games. That is going to spell the end of today's episode, though. Do hope you enjoyed watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.